were you swept up in 70,000 fans at the Stadio Olimpico? And who cares that it's Conference League? They're going to a European final.
Yeah, I think that those are the two things that, because I like watching patterns and seeing, you know, sort of basing my judgments on patterns. And I was noting how, like, having that kind of support. And when Tammy Abraham was saying, this is for you guys, this is for you guys. I mean, I looked at them accompanying the team bus and I thought, God, that's astonishing. Like, it's beautiful. And I sort of wonder why we don't all do that all the time, you know, and obviously it's much harder to do this when your team is failing, and I get that. But when that kind of support can create move mountains and create champions, I don't know, I just think it's so exciting. But for this, I also want to say, like, that's a lot of it. We haven't always been great about Jose Mourinho on this pod because I at least have for sure questioned some of his tactical choices, wondered why there was a need to get rid of Fonseca, or if there wasn't this huge, you know, brilliance or something that was coming, that I saw a tangible difference. But I do see this tangible difference now in the fact that they have reached the final, the fact that there is a better mentality and a certain level of maturity that's being shown right now. And of course it helps when you do have, you know, like Tammy Abraham, but for sure, this is a man who understood the culture at this club, understood what it means to the fans, and understood how to package all of this together to unite. And that is effectively the secret weapon to coaching a team like Roma. It is the united front. It is the fact that this is a team that is discussed endlessly and relentlessly on the radio, in the media, and, you know, within the city. And everything is felt, every tension, every moment of anxiety. And he sort of eradicated it and created a place of love. And for that, I mean, you know, there's so many different types of coaching. There are great tacticians, there are great man managers, motivators, but he is really very good when it comes to setting atmospheres and trying to align themselves to what the values are and what's important to the fans. And I think that with Roma, it's been fantastic to watch their journey until the end. And a lot of that is down to him and what he's managed to do with the fans.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with what you've just said more. I think there's two elements to why this was a big deal. I mean, the first of which is Roma are a huge club and they've won Scudetto before, but actually, despite being a huge club with, you know, representing half of the Italian capital and having a huge fan base, they've actually not won a European trophy bigger than the Fairs Cup, right? They haven't had European success. So, like, winning a European trophy doesn't matter. It's not the Champions League yet. The Champions League would be wonderful, but it's still a European trophy. And I think the other point is the one that you've just sort of been alluding to, which is I think that Jose has connected with the fans in such a human way, in such a personal way, that he's been able to write this narrative together with them, to write this story together. Like, this matters because they say it matters. It matters because the manager and the fans are willing to look at each other and say, we want this, we want to do it. And I think that sometimes modern football can lose that a bit in a way that's a bit sad, because we always want the biggest thing. We always want the Champions League. We always want the single most important trophy you can win, the Champions League, the World Cup, and you know, which league is the greatest league, who's the GOAT. We're only interested in the single biggest thing. Well, you know what? In the end, there can only be one Champions League winner every season. There can only be one Ballon d'Or winner. That doesn't mean that all the rest of football doesn't have the power to stir your emotions, to make you care, and to give you in your city something to feel magnificent about. And that's what's so great about football, is that it has that ability to make you to go on a journey and to fall in love with a team and to have this sort of ride together. And I think that's probably always been one of Jose's greatest strengths, is that when he gets that buy-in from supporters and from his players, he tells stories. And I think he's telling a story in Rome right now that is really compelling to watch. And I'm enjoying watching it. And yeah, you know, I think there's been things he's done this season I haven't been impressed with, but this part of it, you can't deny that he's done that. He's made that bond, and he's making it special, which is really fun to watch.